horribly officiated, horribly played, very chippy, and the Bruins win. It's playoff hockey, baby. Bruins friends, it is time to hug it out, because that is a 4-2 victory over the Toronto Maple Leafs in Game 3 of the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Welcome back down into the den, everybody. And like I said, that was a horribly officiated game. That was a very chippy game. That was a game in which the Bruins still ended up winning despite playing 5-on-9 for the majority of the game. Let's talk about it. So at the end of last game, we were all feeling pretty frustrated. Nobody on the team looked like they wanted to be there. Marchand was not doing anything. McAvoy was somehow doing even less than Marchand was. And Andrew Peeke, one of our best defensemen, one of our best penalty killing defensemen, is out week to week. So what the hell do? We decide to put the lines into the freaking blender and also make a couple calls to Providence. Derek Forbort got called up for this. He didn't. He made the trip, but he didn't make the roster. So who knows what his status is. And Mason Lohrei ended up in the mix. The defensive pairs got shifted around quite a bit. We got to start. I think it was Lohrei, McAvoy, Lindholm, Carlo, and then Shattenkirk, Wotherspoon. That's right. Grzelcyk was also taken out for this game. I do not understand. Grzelcyk's upside right now. Grzelcyk is basically does everything that Mason Lohrei does, but to a lesser extent, both in terms of the positives and the negatives. His offensive production isn't as explosive, but his defensive miscues are far less apparent and are far less taxing. But on defense wasn't the only alteration. But defense wasn't the only place that saw alterations made. The top 9 was kind of weird. It was kind of weird. The top 9 The top 9 was expected to be before the end of the game. DeBrusk, Zacha, Pastrnak on the top line. Marchand, Coyle, Geeky on the second line. JVR, Frederick, Heinen on the third line. And then on the bottom line, it's your box standard Beecher, Boqvist, Maroon. And I gotta be honest with this. There are things I like about it, things I don't like about it. I would rather have Heinen, DeBrusk on the top line. Absolutely, I'm fine with. I would rather have Heinen on the. I would rather have Heinen on second line and right wing, and move Geeky down to the third. Move Geeky back down to the third to play center where he usually is, and Frederick over to the left wing. Not to mention, JVR didn't really do shit tonight, except for be one of the many posts that we hit. So let's talk about the game. First of all, first period, I'm just going to be honest, did not really watch. It wasn't because I didn't want to watch. It was because I was trying to find a stream that would actually freaking work. Because my school sucks with this type of thing, and also I was at a bingo game. That's how I won this vacuum. I won a vacuum. All I really managed to see in the first period was Lohrei took an interference penalty that the refs did not want to stick to throughout the second period at all. And Ryan Reeves tried to massacre both David Pastrnak and Pavel Zacha. Why? And for some reason, we did not really try to show any sort of pushback after that. that was sort of the biggest frustration of me going into the first intermission was that you're letting Reeves feel good about himself. You're letting Reeves get start. You're letting Reeves play his game. You don't let Ryan Reeves play his game. You make him play yours. One in which people can actually fight back. It's why he doesn't go after Maroon. Because Ryan Reeves, for all he huffs and puffs, is a freaking wuss. Anyway, first period, it is chippy. It is chippy, and it is very, very contentious. Second period, oh man, second period is frustrating. I guess it's okay for Max Domi to trip. Not Brad Marchand. I guess it's okay for Max Domi to trip Jeremy Swayman now. I guess it's okay for. Oh my god. Yeah, I guess it's okay for Max Domi to trip Jeremy Swayman during a stoppage of play now. I guess it's okay for. Ryan Reeves to try and take David Pasternak's head off. I guess. My God, the second period was frustrating with the amount of penalties. And look, I know, me as a Bruins fan, man, it's rich coming from me. It's rich coming from me complaining about the Bruins, complaining about the reffing thing, but come on. You can't trip someone, let alone a goalie, in the middle of a play stoppage, and just have that not be called. And on top of that, another for the second game in a row. Ilya Samsonov just essentially throws his mask off in the middle of play, and expecting it to be, and because he gets hit in it. Suck it up. Honestly, the two instances in which Samsonov has thrown off his mask, I would call them delay of game. Those would be delay of game penalties in my book. Look, there really is no reason for him to be throwing off his mask unless it is completely fucking broken. That is the biggest frustration here. I guess we gotta talk about this Matthew Knies goal. Which, by the way, good on Matthew Knies and honestly good on Mitch Marner. Both of this was a fantastic rush by both of them that catches the Bruins in a bad line change, and for what it's worth, Knies positions himself so that when his momentum carries him to be on top of Swayman afterwards, he makes sure that he falls in like a way that it isn't really going to hurt Swayman. That I like. But immediately afterwards, it's made up by the fact that, man, it is fun. It is fun when people overcommit to the bit. Yeah. Tyler Bertuzzi, he had a goal tonight. But he still had probably the worst night of his career. Just constantly going after Brad Marchand, and in a way, and at one point going after him so hard that he doesn't pick up Trent Frederick and allows Frederick to just score, just short sides Samsonov. And he tries so hard that at the end of the game, Bruins are up 3-2. By the way, after that schmuck has already scored his goal. Well, the other goals, by the way, Bruins actually getting a power play, which was actually kind of surprising, considering how the refs called this one. Bruins on the power play just completely divert the Leafs penalty kill to the right side of the ice, and it just allows for Marchand to collect the puck and break it out to open space. Get it on Samsonov, and Jake DeBrusk is right there on the doorstep. Jake DeBrusk. Ain't nobody gonna call you Jake DeBust anymore. Nobody's gonna call him Jake DeBust. There's 3 goals in the first 3 games. 3 goals in the first 3 games, all of which on the power play. Which considering how bad our power play has been over the past few games, like not few games, like near the end of the season. Like I've talked about. The Bruins always seem to have a really bad power play near the end of the season. First season I did Into the Den, we had that really bad 0 for 39 stretch. Second year I did Into the Den. Last season, during a 65, 12, and 5 season, we had a 5 for 55 power play stretch. This year, I'm pretty sure we ended the year 2 for our last 30. Man, either the Bruins power play kicked it into overdrive for this series, or the Leafs penalty kill is just a bunch of frickin' bums. Speaking of bums, it is quite humorous to hear Toronto fans is trying to break out a sway man chant as if this wasn't the same exact fan base that wanted their goaltender just shoved into the incinerator with Foster Hewitt's gondola after game 1. Like, come on, show some tact there. At least when we started the Samsonov, Samsonov chant, we waited until we were up by 4. We didn't wait until we didn't do it after being up by 1. Get a grip, get a fucking grip, you tools. But anyway, that was the first of 2 goals that I was described. Second of 2 goals that the Bruins scored after the initial Frederick one. And just a fantastic shift from the top 6. Marchand finally looks like he's waking up, which is amazing. We need that from Marchand, and I think him getting a love tap in the back of the leg by Bertuzzi in the last game. Yes, and I'm still a little bit like, okay, Marshy, I love your antics, but this might be a little bit too much. But at the same time, like, I think looking back on it, Bert hit him a little bit harder than I thought. I forget. It's been a couple days and I've been stressed as hell. You guys ever tried to program a Game Boy emulator? Not important. That's not important. What's important is this amazing shift from the top 6. Marchand with a beautiful snipe top shelf on Samsonov. And at the end of the game, we're into the Ford F-150 Final 5. The Bruins trying to score on that empty net. You know the drill. And the Leafs get a really nice shift on if the other way, except John Tavares. Ooh. I know Charlie McAvoy laid that massive hit on Austin Matthews. By the way, the fact that it took me 14 minutes to mention either Tavares or Matthews is hilarious because they're two of the highest paid players on the Leafs. One of them is going to be the highest paid player in the entire league next year, and it took me 14 minutes. It's to mention him. Man, Matthews did nothing this game. Nothing. Tavares, he did something. He took an interference penalty on McAvoy, and off to the box he went with like a minute and a half to go. Leafs end up getting good enough possession of the puck to warrant Keith deciding to take out Samsonov. Why you're doing this on a penalty kill, I have no idea. Marchand fires it on. Marchand fires it. It hits the side of the net, and who's right behind him? Bertuzzi. Marchand spills in a way. Marchand spills in a way that takes Bertuzzi down with him. Pasta collects it. He tries, and this shit's like a 56K modem. You know, this one. With how much ping that we had just on that series of plays, it was like that. That was how much ping was there. Like we were playing on a 56K modem. But anyway, Pasta hits the post. By the way, all of this is. By the way, the reason why the Bruins end up on the power play, by the way, is because McAvoy, after Tavares tries to murk McAvoy, McAvoy just fires it on the open net, and it hits the post. It hits the fucking post. But that doesn't matter. 1 hit post, 2 hit posts, 3 hit posts, and then after that Pastrnak one, Marchand's like, okay, this is getting stupid. And he gets up. Bertuzzi is a little bit slower behind him. Might be the fact that he wasn't vaccinated, that he's a little bit slow, a little bit lethargic. The elevator doesn't go all the way to the top on that one. Doesn't go to the top floor for Bertuzzi. But Marshy just takes the puck and he just pots it in for the 4-2 victory. And you know he wanted to take a slap shot on that one. You know he wanted to make that one sting. And I would have been all for it. I would have been here for it. That would have been sick. That would have been awesome to slap shot on that. And honestly, if you're finding this one to be a little bit more mean-spirited and a little bit more callous, that's playoff hockey, baby. That's playoff hockey. Bruins got jobbed by the refs. This one was a very chippy game. Leafs also got jobbed by the refs a little bit. I'm not gonna say that the refs were completely terrible just for us. Refs are terrible just in general. Refs suck. The refs suck in this, and it's always bad around this time. Bad refs, chippy game goes down to the wire. That's their box standard playoff hockey experience right there. Doesn't matter. Bruins won, and that's gonna be it for tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys on Sunday because Saturday I'm hanging out with friends during the game. So my analysis is gonna be highlights on Sunday. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys then. Take care.